Hello everyone, welcome to the back nine of round one of the TruBank Des Moines Challenge, presented by Discraft, part of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hot geese.
We are playing a really great course, Pickard Park, here in Des Moines. Kristin Tattar is shredding it on our feature card here. Cynthia Ricciotti's 4 down through 14. Kat Murch 3 down, and she's finished. Definitely got to be under par here to be in the top 10.
Yeah, we were calling like 6, maybe 7 down to be hot for the day, but when you're 5 down through 9, like, come on. There's definitely more birdies on the back, but it does play a little tougher.
It does. There's more trouble, for sure.
Yeah.
Hole 10 is our first par 5. Some people throw this way that the drone is flying, but it's a pretty small gap. You see a lot of big hyzers out to the right side. The tall grass right and left is out of bounds. Second shot, you just want to land over this hillside, ideally past this tree if you have that power, and then it starts to get really, really narrow. You see this little creek is out of bounds, so it's super risky to go for it. It was pretty much a straight headwind too on this final shot into the green, and that OB just tightens and tightens, and it's so difficult.
If you don't get over the hill on your second shot, the third shot is almost impossible. Like, it pinches so much in that landing zone.
What's interesting though is that the layup is almost just as dangerous because it's also so narrow.
100%.
Paige showing us that big hyzer power. I think that's probably the shot that 3/4 of the field threw. Like, I didn't see anybody go through the middle.
Oh, I went through the middle.
Well,
because
you're not
I was
known for being normal.
I wasn't trusting this hyzer shot with the headwind.
Yeah, right.
It was a pretty stiff headwind.
It was. I do think you felt it more once you crested the hill, though.
Definitely. Everyone on my card went through the middle. I just had to think about it.
Are you serious?
Yep.
God. Just don't make declarative sentences. Just don't.
But everyone on our feature card going this hyzer route. This is what I think everyone was a little nervous about making this decision, because you really do have to put it out of bounds.
Yeah.
There's not really a cheater straight line that you can take safely.
Juliana throwing a shrike. I do think to throw that line, like stabling up to something like kind of dumb over stable is almost necessary just to feel safe about it.
Definitely.
Missy cresting the hill on her second shot. That was her Tour Series Thrasher. She went Zeus off the tee.
So Juliana just trying to get huge distance here to guarantee that she can put her third shot onto the green, ideally.
Yeah, that was well done from where she was, but it's definitely going to be a decision time on whether to attack. Like, that's risky. Kristin really pinched on this big tree here. That looks pulled. Let's see if it is stable enough to come all the way back. Wow. Wow.
But it's going to make her third shot very interesting, but she does have the skills with the sidearm for it.
That was her rive again. Yeah, definitely has to be a sidearm from there, I'd imagine. I usually try to be a little bit more on the left side of this big tree where Paige is here. Oop.
Oof. Pushing it, but that is great placement for the next shot.
Yeah, you can throw backhand or sidearm from there. Missy's third, going for it. You can see it flirting with this out of bounds, though. You really need that backhand to hold the entire time. I think she's across onto this final little...
Yeah, I think she crossed as well.
I guess the green.
This played us the third most difficult hole, and it's all because of this shot right here.
Yeah. This is another common problem if you overturn it. Not only is it really gnarly in there, there's out of bounds if you go too deep.
The creek is out of bounds, but there are some safe places you can land, but you honestly don't want to ever be there.
There's like it's either out of bounds or it's terrible or it's both. There's no other options. Kristin, wow.
Wow. What a sidearm. She really, really cutting the corner to get it all the way to the green here.
That was her Pioneer.
Oh, Pioneer. Never heard that one.
It's a latitude 64, I think a 12 speed.
Nice shot, dude. Good.
Oof.
Yeah, Paige throwing her forehand OB. She's really not even going to be able to progress that far. It's so hard to get off of this hole without an out-of-bounds stroke.
Yeah.
Much better forehand from Paige. It's good correction. Yeah, this is terrible.
Oh, but she gets out.
Yeah, but also that's OB too.
Oh man.
Yeah, it like
It
wraps
wraps.
really tight on the right side.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
just around the
halfway
green.
up the green. It's kind of weird. Missy did not cross onto the green like we thought. She gives it a really good run. She almost jumped into that creek. I was nervous for her.
Only 15% of the field getting to circle 1 for birdie.
Juliana, I think gonna be a triple bogey with the double out of bounds. Kristin with the birdie. And she was out of position on that third shot.
Yeah, one of only 6 competitors to get the birdie on
Wow.
this one.
I think without the wind, you kind of think a little bit more about birdieing this one. But with it, so tough. Paige really flirting around even par. She's kind of been under or even all day. Missy gonna be 1 over after that.
Hole 11, we have a little bit of a shorter tee pad. The tree line on left and right is not out of bounds. However, it's scramble golf time. But the middle of that fairway, that little pinch point, is so tough to get through if you do not get off the tee. The basket is perched on a hillside that definitely rolls very steeply behind and to the side. So the upshots are very tricky.
I love this hole. This to
too.
me is the only like must get kind of gimme. It's under 500 feet par 4, but also like you could throw anywhere from a putter to a full speed driver. Just depends on your strategy. Kristin obviously going for it, but lands a little short.
You know, I never considered the fact that you don't have to be hyper aggressive
Oh
off this
dude,
tee
I throw
shot.
mid.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because mid you just land in the center and then it's really not that far.
Game changer.
Uh-huh. Paige, that is a buzz.
Always learning.
Going mid, probably putter. And that right side that Paige landed on is definitely the better side to open up your angle on your second shot. Yeah, it's just kind of whatever you're comfortable with, you know?
Yep.
Missy super comfortable with her thrashers, and that's the advantage of being aggressive. Now it's the easiest birdie ever.
There's a little bit of a headwind coming through this gap that you couldn't quite feel on the tee, but once you watch disc fly, you could see it happening, and there's a prime example right there. Oh, but that just shoots through everything.
Yeah, it was definitely like right on the edge, and it wasn't a bad shot. That was a turn.
Just
but
hold your
yeah,
disc a little
Yeah, you
to
could
the
see
right.
that wind just carrying it just a little bit. But honestly, that's not really a bad spot at all. She's way up there and on the edge. The disadvantage of being that far back is if you throw a higher speed disc into that green, it tends to make it roll even farther than we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
So Kristin will have a chance to get a birdie. Paige lays up maybe just a touch short. I think she's about 25 away.
Yeah, the way this green is shaped and where the basket is on the hill, it's kind of messes with your depth perception. You think that you're throwing it far enough, but then your circle's edge short.
Missy laying up to about 15 feet, it looks like, for her birdie. So not easy. Oh, that's so weird. I was also in there.
Oh, I thought she was a little further.
Yeah.
Just outside the circle for a birdie putt.
Really long, super uphill look. Only thing you can't do is hit cage because it might roll. Oh, sweet.
Horseshoes.
What a great birdie. Scramble birdie. Paige for her birdie.
Oh.
Just a little bit right off the top of the cage, but thankfully it checked up right behind the basket.
Kristin from, what, 22 feet or so for birdie.
Ooh, high, but it grabs.
And that's a, I mean, great birdie after being pretty early off the tee. 7 down through 11. Missy trusting those thrashers off the tee, and it pays off.
Yep,
Back down to even.
Paige with a comebacker for par.
Rough. Hole 12. It's 260 downhill, but plays a little bit longer. Double mandatory, and then out of bounds creek down there. There's out of bounds on the right over here as well. You can kind of see that giant hole. I don't know what else to call it.
Drainage area.
Yeah, I like the forehand personally. You do see some gentle backhand turnovers as well. I mean, main thing is just hit the gap and get as close to the wood chips as you can. I kind of like aiming right at those rocks right there, kind of what Kristin's doing here, because that's right at the circle's edge. So it gives you a putt. That was a great shot. Was it a verdict?
I see opting for the backhand line here. Gentle turnover, or even more of a straight shot.
And I believe that missed the mandatory?
Yep. Honestly, being to the right or left of these trees, you're like thanking the Lord that you have a drop zone because
Yeah.
it is rough in there.
Yeah, the drop zone's just right at the top of the hill, right? In between the mandatories, right? Yeah. It's a really nice shot from Juliana. Skipping up to circle's edge. That was her Mako 3. Paige with the putter. I like that play, just hyzer flipping.
It checks up inside the circle.
Missy from the drop zone throwing 3. Definitely wants to get above the rocks, yep, and use the ground play. That's perfect. Some of these drop zones that we've seen have been kind of just long putts. This is one of the ones that really makes you earn it. You just earn your bogey, you know. Paige just erroring right.
Just a little off on the putting green today.
Juliana also on the right side. Let's see if Kristin can put it in the center here.
I mean,
Well, she did. She did.
I mean, 2 inches short again.
Yeah. Someone crossed off the 260 on the T sign and wrote in 300.
Oh, really? Is it 300?
I don't know. I was gonna ask if you thought it played farther. I mean, it's downhill.
I think it does play farther than 260,
Just a
but
bit.
yeah, but it's one of those ones that's
Probably
kind
just
of
because it's technical, you know.
This one turns into like a feel shot for me because it's once it gets under 300, I don't really look at the distance that much anymore. So I don't really know, but I feel like it plays long.
Feelings over science and math. That's what we're all about here.
That's disc golf life. Oh, 7 down through 12. No big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
Katrina Allen, 3 down through 13. Cynthia Ricciardi and Kat Murch finishing at 3 down, which is a great score.
Oh, yeah, respectable. Everyone else just 1 or 2 under par for down into 7th place, and I bet that goes well into 15th or 16th place. Everyone just hanging out around even par. Hole 13. Another new hole on the track from what I understand. And this tiny gap is so far down the fairway. This is a really tough hole, and we're throwing from the same tee pad as the men, and I think it'll be hard for them as well. You want to throw something straight that turns late, but very late in the flight, or a big sidearm if you have that finishes nice and straight with some ground play. The out of bounds comes in really close on the right-hand side in that out of bounds creek, and it's elevated just for some fun bonus.
I wish I had a little bit more power on my sidearm to throw this shot that Kristin's going to show us here. It's this high gap up and to the left. It's hard to fully attack the pin. I mean, she's going to park it right because that's what she does. But it usually gives you like a circle 2 look if you do it right.
I like the late flipping backhand here, but that gap is so tight.
It's sketchy. Wow, Juliana gets all the way through. If you overturn it, that's probably one of the worst mistakes you can make. And you end up like short right, it can really pinch you off. Paige going putter, which I do like.
Ooh.
Just held on a little bit too long. I don't know how helpful that. Oh, it's super helpful.
Wow.
Oh, what the heck just happened?
What did just happen?
Huh. I thought it was going to kick her too far right, but it just kind of gave her a little high
It's
five
just
into
inside the
in the
circle.
circle, yeah.
That was like a high five train. I think it went through like 100 trees.
Yeah, but only one like really made contact. So that was the mistake I was talking about. Even if you turn it a little bit more, it's so bad in there. Missy, I think on the edge enough to just pitch up. This is not the most fun place to be. If you push too far, push too far straight, you can definitely find out of bounds.
Nice little approach from Juliana.
Missy on the edge, but definitely not an easy out here. That was well done.
Kristin probably just laying up here. Yep, not trying to get silly with it.
So we're going to see her first bogey of the round.
And this played as the 5th most difficult hole on the day. Oof.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Lots of action.
That's out of bounds.
Oh, I didn't know it wrapped around back there.
Very close. Yep.
That is tough.
And Paige really capitalizing on a fortunate break. I think that is like a very important skill for a disc golfer to have.
100%. Man, watching these rounds today is letting me know of some out of bounds that I wish I didn't know existed.
That happened to me once or twice as well. Like, oh, I don't want to think about that.
I don't want to know that's there.
I think that's like one of the main reasons why Kristin laid up, because going for it, you see that OB on the right and deep, like it's pretty sketchy. Missy taking the triple there.
Oh,
Happens very fast with those OB strokes.
man, that's a bummer.
Yeah. I think the OB is a little too close to this green.
I
like
agree.
The hole's hard enough.
And it doesn't need to be wrapped around like that. Only 3 birdies on this hole on the day. Sarah Hokum, Sarah Gilpin, and Paige Pierce. We got to watch one of them.
Juliana with a par, Kristin with the bogey.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Go, Gotta Throw your disc golf warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaGoGottaThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaGoGottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
Hole 14, 606-foot par 4. I don't think there's out of bounds on the rough on this one until you get farther down. So you just want to throw something in the middle. You see a lot of flare skips that end up on the left side, so you definitely want to be careful. Here's where the out of bounds starts, over this creek, and now it's also along the right side following the creek bed. You can definitely birdie this one, but the second shot turns into at least a 200, if not 250 foot dead straight tunnel shot, and that's with like an absolutely perfectly placed drive. So
Yeah, and it's low ceiling with the uphill, so it's like a really narrow gap to hit high to low.
yeah, definitely not quite. It's like right in between like a bonus birdie and like one you kind of think, yeah, I can get that, you know. Paige, a really common mistake you see is pushing too far straight and hitting those right side trees.
This is one that you want to bite off as much as you can in order to get that birdie. But, Juliana shot's looking great.
It does look really good.
Yeah, you want
the
it to-
problem is if you skip too much, but look at that. That's a perfect shot.
Yeah, it's easy if you hyzer out in any way or get a big skip. It lands in an area that's pretty pinched off and doesn't allow you to even try to go for the second shot.
That was an Atlas. Isn't that like a
It's a mid.
mid? Cool play.
Over mold mid.
That's probably why I didn't skip so much.
Oh, I have never thought about doing the sidearm here. I love this play.
Make the spotter dance.
doesn't quite get as much ground play as she wants. She'll still be a little bit pinched, but I really like that idea.
Mm-hmm. Missy ESP Thrasher, putting a little turn on it. Really great shot. Paige, this has to be, what, at least 275, you think?
Yeah, maybe a little more than that. And look how low the ceiling is to where, how high the basket is. Like, it's a tight gap right to left and up and down. That is great.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on friendly trees.
Wow.
I mean, it was a pretty good line anyway, but yeah, that was really nice. Missy a little bit lower, definitely more of what you want here.
Wow.
Super clean shot.
Man, Missy's throwing some impressive shots today.
Yeah, and she went Thrasher too, which is cool.
Big distance.
But also just really specific landing zones, you know, just breaking the hole in 2 shots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this. Come on.
Wow. So good.
Yeah, both shots so good.
They're making this approach look easy.
I
It is
know.
not.
Yeah, that was a road runner. It is not easy, especially if you land over here, which again is like a pretty common spot if you skip on the backhand.
This is a really technical sidearm to attempt. I love that she went for it. If it stables out at all or catches a tree, it will kick out of bounds right. So
That was
super testy.
Grace, and now Kristin has a putt from just outside the circle for another birdie. Are they gonna
Holy cow.
just star frame this one that we said is like kind of difficult?
I mean, 21% of the field got a birdie, which is more than I would expect. And that's the amount of people that made it to the green, 21% to circle 1 in regulation for birdie. So, I mean, that's more than I would think, but the fact that we're watching everyone on one card do it,
Yeah, it's easy.
there's no way that happened very often today.
No, this had to be the only card that star framed it. Pretty cool to see. I was nervous someone was gonna miss, and
Yeah.
just because we were talking about it so much.
Yeah. We caught
Wow,
it.
that was really cool. Everyone doing
impressive.
it very differently as well.
Hole 15, a very uphill 600-foot hole. Well, uphill, then back downhill, then back uphill. But this tee shot's very uphill. You want to aim at those stakes that are deep and have something hyzer just before. You can't hyzer early because if you land in those trees on the left, you have nothing. There is an out of bounds line that goes all the way down the right-hand side. Left side is free game. Force your scramble if you would like to deal with it. The green slopes downhill from right to left with out of bounds wrapping around the backside. It makes for some tough putts if you land in the tree line on the left-hand side. This is one of those holes that is a bit out of reach for an I wouldn't call it a gimme birdie. This takes 2 very technical shots.
Right, even though it's 600, only 600, like this uphill shot here, Paige goes out of bounds straight. You really have to fade so far to the left to be within range. Like most shots that are kind of a little bit left on that hill, it leaves about 400 feet to the pin from there.
Yep. And it's a very technical 400 feet because it's a narrow gap in the middle with out of bounds on the right-hand side and a right to left sloping fairway.
That was a good looking shot from Juliana. Just catches that last branch. Definitely taking birdie out of play. You think Kristin is tired of birdies, or think she's going to go for this one?
I'm curious how far she's going to get around this corner.
So far.
Yep. Wow.
Fortress. And from there, she's probably
300?
like 350 probably.
Oh, really?
I think
Still?
so. I did like a rangefinder.
Okay.
From like kind of that dirt patch you see.
Yep.
A little ahead of that, and it was 400. Like Missy's probably pretty close to 4.
This played is the 4th most difficult hole on the day, and it was from lack of birdie ability.
The footing on this second shot can make it really, really tough, and this is definitely fading a little more than you want, but Juliana staying on the edge. That was a huge shot,
It
honestly.
was huge, and
Yeah.
she might have something to work with there, too. Nice little step out sidearm.
If you can get around the corner on your second shot, even if you're kind of in the woods there, it's usually not too much of a problem.
What a shot from
Just
Missy,
like that.
too.
Yeah. That's great. Missy, I think, even in circle 2. Yeah, look how far this still is. Paige going fierce, just trying to stay in the middle, throwing an Anheuser shot that's not turning quite enough. Paige with some work left. Yeah, 350 seems about right.
Yeah,
and that
but-
was a smash of a drive too.
Yeah, she has a pretty much a straight up hyzer shot here, which is very rare. Definitely doesn't put it out as wide as she needs to, and she'll be dealing with some shrubbery on the left as well.
This little cutout area where Paige is like, you find yourself there so easily, especially if you're kind of short on the drive.
Yeah, all second shots filter to there.
All of them.
All of them. That is a definitive statement. Ooh,
Boy.
goes a little further than you want.
Uh-huh.
Those low-hanging branches definitely can get in the way.
Juliana dealing with some stuff over here. This is her third shot.
Really
Great.
nice.
Missy with, man, that was a booming second shot.
It was. That was huge.
Come on.
Good effort.
Kristin from a similar area. She can't putt it, so she's going to go sidearm, pitch up. And there was only one birdie on the day today.
Oh, wow.
Yep, Katrina Allen.
Okay. I would have guessed a few more, but like all, elite power players for sure. Man, Paige finding a lot of trouble on this hole.
48% of the field taking a bogey or worse here.
Oof.
This one played rough.
Juliana with a really clean par. Kristin, maybe a disappointing par for her.
She was definitely set up after that amazing drive. And it's kind of funny, we play this booming par 4.
And then it's two little wood shots.
Yeah, two little chippy, kind of sawed-off shots almost.
Yeah. Hole 16, par 3, 315 downhill. You're going to see putter, I think, most off the tee, maybe a mid-range. You want to throw something that's kind of on a hyzer the whole way, but pushing straight. If you hang it out too straight, you see this OB line on the right, all of those stakes, that wraps really close to the basket. I do like this hole, but I kind of wish the creek was like casual. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you pipe it down there, half the time you end up skipping OB and then you just have like an easy par save.
Yeah, I actually think sawing it off is almost the better play.
Really?
Yeah, like for some reason, if you miss early of these trees, like Juliana going the right side is sketchy.
It is. You see that middle tree
Favorable,
right
yeah.
in dead center frame? I like aiming at that on a hyzer, but trying to go just inside of it.
Yep, that's it. I think that's the play. You kind of want to throw everything at like 40% too. You don't really need to do anything because the hill is going to do a lot of the work for you.
I mean, I really do like this hole. It's fun and different from a lot of the rest of the course.
It's another one that you kind of want to like empty your bag on, kind of.
Oh, totally. Missy really hanging on to that one.
Really nice tree kick. The out of bounds is a little wider over there. Even if she pushed through, she might have been able to find some fairway.
That's going to be a little awkward, though, on that left side, kind of early on the hill. Okay, let's see if Paige can show us how it's done here.
Love this.
Yeah, kind of that sawed-off shape that you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah?
Gets through that little corner, and I think that's a very common landing zone is that corner bush.
Missy's second needs to control the speed so it doesn't skip out of bounds.
Yeah, the green, the out of bounds line behind the basket is what?
10
8 feet?
Yeah.
It's so close.
Kristin's second, just looking to land it flat and soft. Nice.
Only 2 people parking this hole and only 15% getting to circle 1.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy to me.
I would have guessed more for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky.
Feels a little poke and hopey, but it's not.
It's not, but I think I bet so many people like got all the way down there and then skipped into that creek.
Yep. Like a really easy circle 3.
Missy for a par save.
Ooh, she running it?
Has to.
Duh.
She's Missy Gannon. And, you know, at +3, like, she's really not where she wants to be defending her title. Paige for a birdie. Just over the rim and in. That was a rough, was it a triple bogey on the last hole? Paige working, trying to get back under par. The last 2 holes are definitely gettable.
Only 7 birdies on the day on this hole.
Huh.
I think we'll see more
Yeah,
in the next day.
for sure. I would have guessed a few more.
Me too.
Yeah, surprising not to see any. Well, we got Paige on the feature card here getting the birdie.
Another little shorty. This one's uphill though, 235 feet, plays closer to 280. This gap is the one that you're worried about. You want to make sure you get through that. If you catch a tree and kick right early, it's brutal over there. I like the play of keeping the disc nice and low, throwing something straight on a backhand and letting the discs maybe skip up the wood chips instead of throwing something high in the air and hoping you don't get a big kick if you do catch a tree.
Yeah, I kind of like throwing a hyzer flip, kind of like this, but a little bit more on the right side. It's a little bit risky, but I think that's the best way to get there is to just hug that left side on a hyzer and let it flip up to flat. Ooh.
Haven't seen many of these.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. This is a verdict.
Turned,
Wow.
flexed, right outside the bullseye. What a shot.
Sick.
Yeah, that is so sick.
That's so good. You mess that up, you're in the right side in a heartbeat. At least with the backhand, if you hit, you often kick left, which is way friendlier.
Great shot from
Nice, Missy.
Slides up into circle 1.
Thrasher, duh.
God, I wish I had a disc like Missy has a Thrasher. It's unbelievable
I think
how
everyone wishes that.
yeah.
Juliana with a road runner. That's
Wow.
my preferred line. Kind of inside, hyzer flip, flippy fairway.
Yep, land softly.
Paige for 2.
Ooh, she knew out of her hand. That was a great line.
Feature card ladies showing us some cool stuff on this hole. It's pretty hard to get inside the circle, honestly.
Yeah, only 20% finding circle 1. Nobody parking it. Kristin and Juliana, though, both getting so close to that bullseye.
Cool.
Yay!
3 birdies.
Yeah, that is that is rare because only 8 people total birdied the
Oh,
hole.
wow. All right, wrapping it up.
With the boomer.
One more par 5, 905 feet. Probably plays more like 1,000. It is uphill. You see this OB line on the left. Second shot, you want to land past this tree we're flying over right now. And then it starts to get even narrower. You see this like middle section right here is so sketchy. If you get past it to this bubble that opens up on your third shot, I think is ideal. I'm honestly playing this one for par.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's so tough to get there for a birdie.
My second shot doesn't even get to the pinch point. I mean, sorry, my third shot.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk about what they might do.
And this is a very common landing zone, is right in these little grouping of trees.
I kind of like being to the right side and then throwing a hyzer on the second shot.
Yeah.
If you land to the left side of this tree, that tree on the left.
Ooh.
Oh, Missy is on the right side. So if you land on the other side of the tree, you start to bring that out of bounds way more into play.
Yeah, you have to get pretty aggressive on the next shot and carry out of bounds for a long way. So if you err, you have to take it way back. Makes for a much scarier second half of the hole. Juliana, though, opting for that left side. I'm very interested to see what her plan is.
It's just a much straighter shot, and you really cannot hyzer out. You have to throw a turnover or something straight. Paige going surge SS. Right at this tree. Wow, fades right before it, and that's great distance.
That's a crush. It's played as the most difficult hole on the day, and that
Oh,
does
wow.
not surprise me. I think
Just
this
to
is,
finish up, you know?
Yeah, this is such
Ooh.
a rough finishing hole.
Look at this trust.
God, that is a stunning shot.
Yeah,
There's
that's her turn.
30 feet. No, there's 20 feet of gap that you have to land in right there.
And I mean, she landed like 10 feet from out of bounds, but also like you kind of knew the whole way that it was great.
yes.
Pretty awesome. Missy, again, I think this is preferable. You're not messing with any kind of out of bounds. You just want to get past that last little bush there so you have a straight look at the pin.
It does make the third shot a little tough. Let's see what she has to work with over there.
It does. It brings that pinch point into play on that final fairway. I like the angle on this from Kristin. Solid shot. Paige way up here, attacking, I'm sure. I think that's one of her Zeus's. Going for it.
Wow. And plenty of room to work with.
Yeah, and I mean, inbounds the whole way. Stunning shot. That should be a pretty
crazy.
pretty easy birdie. I know, yeah.
What? Like, I
So
can't
good.
even imagine.
I know.
Hold, baby. Missy not quite getting the turn on it
Oh,
there.
no.
Yeah, and that's what I was worried about with her landing zone. Mm-hmm. You almost have to throw a sidearm on that shot if
Yeah.
that's where you choose.
Or just lay up, like split it up into two more shots.
Yep.
Here's the sidearm from Kristin. Her third. She's definitely got the power to give herself a putt. This is her rive. Awesome. So good.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a chance to go 9 down for the round.
Juliana, after a stellar second shot, has a very straight look at the green.
She's going Roadrunner. Flipping up great. Man, the trust she has in these discs is phenomenal.
What a great shot. Paige with just a little chip up to the green, probably only 180 feet.
And that's to get back to even par. Paige definitely finding some trouble today, but always battling back, finding more and more birdies.
6% of the field with a birdie. That's only 3 birdies on the day. 38 with a par and 55 with a bogey or worse.
Oof.
You can see how easily that can happen with that out of bounds line right in that pinch point.
Missy leaving a little bit of work left. I believe for her bogey there.
Ooh, just a hair short for the birdie.
Kristin's birdie attempt to go 9 down. Yes.
That's 1 of 3 on the day.
Wow.
She's getting all the ones you got to get.
If you can't tell, she's winning. I believe that was a 1032 rated round. Preliminary.
Also the highest rated female round of the year so far, I believe.
Highest of her career.
Great putt from Missy to finish out the round. Paige for her birdie. Boom.
Nice.
What an impressive finish from Paige as well. Evelina, the only other FPO competitor to get that birdie for.
Juliana with a tap in 5. So Juliana going to be, I believe, 24th with her 4 over.
Yeah, so
Missy
it's tight.
19th. Paige tied for 10th. And Kristin leading the way. 9 down with a bogey.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was just that was almost a perfect round.
Yeah,
It was.
pretty close to flawless. Joining us tomorrow, Evelina Sullivan at 3 down, Cynthia Ricciardi and Kat March all tied at 3 down. Going to be a great lead
And Kristin
card.
leading by 6 after 1 round. That is mind blowing.
It's the largest lead after round 1 of her career, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at, we have a hot goose on the leaderboard.
Huh?
2 down, baby. Love that. We have a lot of people at 1 down, even, and 1 over. So it is a tight battle in FPO right now. I don't want to call it yet, but we'll just call it
So early to call it.
Yeah, we can just say like it's a battle for second. I'm just kidding.
Gonna give a huge shout out to the people at Statmando, giving us some sweet stats to check out. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to our VIP members and GK Pro. We love everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate you so much. We have 2 more rounds at Des Moines Challenge, weather permitting. We had a rain delay on the men's round today. We'll see what happens for the rest of the event. Thank you guys for hanging with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb with the 2 Hot Geese. Honk.